Hey guys, Coiled Creations here, and I like food. I also like dungeons. You know, if you put those together...
We can make bread!
Now I was sitting there trying to come up with an idea of what I should make next. It was then when I saw Marcel make a glorious skyfish, and was like, oh yeah, I need that. Now we're going to start things off by cutting some clay. Now, my plan was to have the skyfish able to be posed in any way I wanted. However, as you all will see, I ended up scrapping the idea pretty early on due to not really knowing how to do it without making it look kinda dumb. And yes, I know the skyfish already kinda looks dumb, but there's only so much dumb I'm allowed to have before it becomes a bit much. Once I have the clay nice and soft, I'm going to roll out the fish guy's body until I get a long snake body. After the rolling is finished, I'll cut the body up into 7 bite-sized chunks. Instead of eating them, however, I'm going to kebab the segments through a wire, giving Larry a spine to take on Griffins. That's right, I named him Larry now. Once I have Larry's body smoothed out, I'll take a ball stylus and mark out where each wing will go. Now, I was originally going to have the wings be a ball joint for the sockets, so I could swivel the wings around. This ultimately was way too cool for me to actually do. For the wings, I cut out a stencil out of paper into a vaguely winged shape. I decided to make the wings out of some transparent cost clay. This clay, when baked, should be, well, transparent. However, the clay was a little too thick, and decided just to paint them in the end. Now, while I'm cutting the wings, I just wanted to thank everyone for the support on the last video. We managed to hit 12 subs while I was editing this video, and it really means a lot to me. I also remember promising some of you a face reveal. Here you go. Now that we got all the wings cut out, I will lob off Larry's head so I can add the eyes to him later. Once I have everything on a baking sheet, it is time to cook this bad boy. Or, I guess fish. Anyways, once baked, I will pose Larry a little bit before putting his eye pebbles in. And yes, I did bake his eyes before putting them in place.
Good job!
Taking my barely charged drill, I'll make holes into Larry's armhole so I can fit some wire through. I will then drill some more holes to make wire-sized wing holes. Did I say holes enough time yet? Once all the wings are in place, I'll cover the exposed wire with some more translucent clay. I chose transparent cost clay to cover the wires because I are smart, eh? Thankfully, once I painted the wings, you won't be able to see the wires. Probably. To add a little more depth to the wings, I'll add some worms of clay and wrap them around the gaps between the wings. I'll blend the gaps in using my ball stylus. After blending everything together, it is time for the tail fin. The tail fin will comprise of the same translucent clay I used for the wings. I will then measure out the clay before cutting it out, then blending the fin into the tail. Once everything is blended and finished, it is time to move on to the painting, which of course will need some paints. We're going to start with some coats of red for the body, which is about 90% of Larry. Now, if the wings were fully translucent, I would have had to pad this whole video out with a painting montage, which would have been so many shots of me painting the body red and then adding little blacks to the eyes. I sort of already did that. However, with the wings a more bone colored, I decided to paint them as well. I lightly added some sky blue to each of the wings before going over with darker shadings. I then go over the top with a tint of pinky red. Finally, the wings will get some streaks of white to try and simulate movement. To lock in all the colors and add some shine, I'm going to add a couple of coats of gloss varnish. This was the first time I used this stuff before, and it turns out this stuff attracts hair like crazy. There's no room safe in my home, with 3 cats lurking about. Now with the final touches done, it's time to go outside and get some glamour shots. Thank you everyone who decided to check out the video. Now this one was pretty short, so if you enjoyed this style of video, let me know in the comments below. Also, if there's anything you'd like to see me sculpt next, leave a comment down below. And with that all being said, I hope you all have a fantastic day and enjoy the rest of the shots. See you next time.